Okay, I'm going to start this off. I don't know how long I'll be able to record with my phone because it has, limited capacity for storage. And I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can. But I wanted to start off by saying I'm sorry for not contacting the family members that I probably could have contacted. I'm sure I have your phone numbers in my phone somewhere. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry to the family members that I didn't contact. But earlier in September, my family was affected by COVID. On the 9th of September, it's not even October, I'm sorry, but on the 9th of September, Thomas started showing symptoms. He was extremely tired. He was feverish. So it was a Wednesday, and I took him to the North Crest walk-in clinic and got him tested. So, and he continued to run a low-grade fever and be just exhausted for the rest of the weekend. By Sunday, Brad had started showing symptoms, being feverish and, tired, really bad. So on the 14th, which is a Monday, all of us went to the health department. Brad, myself, Blake, and Cameron, we all went to the health department and got tested for COVID. On Wednesday of that week, we got our results. Everybody in the vehicle tested positive but me. And the health department lady basically chalked it up to she probably didn't get a good sample because it wasn't uncomfortable. She barely twisted the thing around in my nose. So they wanted me to come back in on Thursday and get tested again, which is fine. Friday morning, Brad woke me up telling me he was struggling to breathe. He felt like he couldn't get a deep breath. He couldn't get enough air in, and he was worried. I probably had even suggested on Thursday night, that we go take him to the emergency room, but he didn't want to go at that time. So, mind you, Brad had been having symptoms since Sunday, the 13th of September. And on Friday, Friday the 18th of September is when I took Brad to the ER at North Crest. And his O2 sats, or his oxygen level in his blood, was below 90. So they said then that they were going to be keeping him. They did a chest x-ray and determined that he had pneumonia in both lungs. So that was, the boys didn't even get to see him because they were still asleep Friday morning when I took him to North Crest. So nobody got to visit him. I got to visit him Saturday. They determined that they needed to transfer Brad to the ICU because of how much oxygen he required. At first he was on, 100% oxygen and 40 liters. He required that much oxygen. And then come Monday, they said that they felt like they needed to transfer him to a higher capacity hospital. So the two best hospitals in Nashville for COVID is Centennial and Vanderbilt. My choice, whether it would be yours or not, would have been Vanderbilt. And that's where I wanted him to go. But supposedly Vanderbilt's COVID floor or COVID wing was full that day on Monday. So we had to go to Centennial, which is completely out of our network. But because it's an emergency, that's fine. So he's been at Centennial Medical Center in the ICU since Monday, the 21st of September. And I wanted to wait to put this on Facebook. Number one, because I've been dealing with, very light COVID symptoms of my own. We didn't even get off of isolation restriction until Friday, the 24th or 25th. I don't know. I quit putting in my notes, the dates. I got tired of writing down dates. But today's been the first day that I have felt like that I could say that I felt really good. I felt good enough to put on a little makeup and make this video. And you never think that it's going to happen to you. I mean, we went, 6 months without contracting it. But I don't know, we don't know where we contracted it, and that's beside the point. That's neither here nor there. But I waited to put this on Facebook because people have gotten very, very mean in the world today. People are so mean and so opinionated, and my parents, I should say, have always raised me the way if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I've just kept it from Facebook. I haven't put it on Facebook, but I'm putting it on Facebook now. But Brad's doing well. He has been slowly, his lung function has slowly improved. He's gotten better. He is now no longer on the Vapotherm. That is a fancy name for a lot of oxygen coming out of a bigger tube, and the oxygen is hydrated and it's warmed up to body temperature, and it's easier for your lungs to take that oxygen in from the Vapotherm. But now he is not needing Vapotherm. He still has to sleep with a BiPAP mask on at night. He's very, very weak physically. He's getting tired of being there mentally, because he can't see his kids. He can't see me. We can video call one another through Facebook. But it's not the same. And just yesterday was the first day that I have seen color back in Brad's cheeks. I mean, guys, he was gray. He was white. He was pale as pale could be. So you could tell that his body was keeping all of his oxygen in his internal organs, so they would be okay. But his face, it was just... Oh, I also forgot to mention, I don't think my kids will see this on Facebook, but and I completely didn't write down the date, because the date really doesn't matter, but Brad had a heart attack at Centennial. And they didn't find out about it until the next morning. He had told them that he was having chest pain and felt like his lungs were burning and that kind of thing, but my husband has had a heart attack. And so you never think that you're going to need help, financially, you never think you're going to need people to come by and bring you meals. But I can tell you that my church, my church family, they were notified immediately. My immediate family was notified immediately. And just the reason why I didn't put it on Facebook immediately is because, people are just so mean. But I'm just asking for prayer from everybody that does pray. And, I hope that the Lord uses this to help Brad and I both to make better lifestyle decisions, to start exercising more, to, get our weight and our cholesterol and our blood sugar, in a safe zone. And gosh, I want you guys to share this video if you feel so called to share it, for prayer and for the fact that COVID is still real. It's still affecting families. It's still devastating families. And, I really thought that we were gonna get through all of this without... I'm not gonna cry. I've cried a lot. These bags underneath my eyes are not, very easy to hide. But I'm not gonna cry today. I've made up my mind about it. But please share this. My dad thinks that I should have called the news media and told them, my story or our story, or just to let the world know still that COVID is still real, that COVID is still affecting people's families, and that try your best to stay protected, the best way you can. Wash your hands, whatever. Use your shirt, use the tissue or whatever to open a door. I don't know, but I want to say thank you, to everybody who has come and brought meals, people that have called and that have texted. I want to say thank you so much. It really, really means the world to me that you've thought enough of my family to help provide me, for me to have one less worry. But pray that Brad has the strength to do what he needs to do to, come home soon. Just pray for him, guys. Pray for Blake and Cameron, because they haven't seen him and I haven't seen him, and they're really wanting to see their daddy really bad. So I'm gonna close this off. I hope y'all have a good day, and thanks.